Maybe you from the 1970s when the Los Angeles Rams was known as the fearsome foursome because of that defensive line. Or maybe you in the city of St. Louis, the gateway to the Midwest, where the greatest show on turf brought home the first ever Super Bowl championship. Or maybe you in the here and now with the Rams back in LA, winners of Super Bowl 56. You can rock Eric Dickerson. You can rock Marshall Faulk, Isaiah Bruce, and Kurt Warner. Or maybe you rocking Cooper Cup, Aaron Donald, and Matthew Stafford. It doesn't matter because when it comes to this, it's all about the Los Angeles Rams. Horns up, Rams South. Time to talk Rams football. Ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing today? Last day of November as we get ready to go into December, and the playoff push is starting to pick up real quickly. As you know, I am the host of Ramily Talk, the Playmaker down there, Silence here. And it's a great day to be a Rams fan because last week, one of our most dominant performances of the season when we went up to Arizona and took care of business as we supposed had done. Going to recap that. We're going to look forward to the game this weekend against the Cleveland Browns up in LA because that is a massive game for the Rams and for the Browns. Okay. So without further ado, we're gonna jump right into the action. Let's go ahead and recap what took place out in the desert. It was the Los Angeles Rams in their second meeting with the Arizona Cardinals. The first time we see Kyler Murray this season as he came back from his ACL tear from a year ago. Like I said, a most dominant performance of the season. The Rams went in there and they handled business 37-14. The Rams dominated. The Cardinals had a tough time doing anything on offense. The Rams offense was clicking on all cylinders. It was a beautiful thing to watch the Rams click the way that they clicked last Sunday. If we can keep that up, we can probably sneak into the playoffs. Now, we're gonna keep it going. Here's what the statistics were. Matthew Stafford, 25 for 33, 229, 4 touchdowns. He did throw a pick. It was a bad pick. I'll admit it was a bad pick, bad choice on his part. But nevertheless, 4 touchdowns, 200 yards passing. Can't ask for more. Carryon Williams came back for us. He was taken off IR and activated for this game. 16 carries, 143 on the ground. He also had 6 catches for 61 yards and 2 of the 4 touchdown passes from Matthew Stafford. The other 2 touchdown passes came to Tyler Higby. Tyler Higby had 5 catches for 29 yards, but he had 2 touchdowns. He had our first 2 touchdowns of that game. All right. It was great to see Tyler Higby in the game. Great to see Karen Williams back. Royce Freeman got in the action as well with 13 carries, 77 yards and a touchdown. Can't ask for more than that. Then Tutu Atwell leading the receiving core with 76 yards pass catching on 3 catches. It was a beautiful thing to see, beautiful thing to watch. Kyler Murray, his first matchup with the Rams this season, 27 for 45, 256, and a touchdown. They lone touchdown of the day. No, he actually had a rushing touchdown, so he had both of their he accounted for both of their touchdowns. His passing touchdown went to Dots on I think it was like a 5 yard pass route where he called it monster defender and whatnot. The running game for the Cardinals was non-existent, only 15 carries for 73 yards. James Conner 6 carries for 27 yards. It was a choice. But the Rams though, 33 carries as a team, 228 yards rushing. That's almost 7 yards a carry. You can't ask for much more than what we got. You just can't. It's a beautiful thing to watch. It's a beautiful thing to see the Rams play the way that they play. You have to love it. Okay. There's no other way around it. You have to love what they put on display. And it was a beautiful thing to see. Okay. Very beautiful thing to see. So with that being said, we gotta go to this is what we do on Ramily Talk. We gotta go to our Ram Player of the Week. So let me get that grab for you. And it's really not even a question. Because not only he's the Ram Player of the Week, he is the NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Carry Williams ain't his turn. 143 yards on the ground, 61 yards catching with 2 receiving touchdowns. That man accounted for over 200 yards of offense for the Rams. What a return for Kyren Williams. Dude, you deserve every bit of it. I am surprised and happy that you got what you needed. We have missed you. We are glad that you're back and ready to go for us. Kyren Williams, not only the Ram Player of the Week, but the NFC Offensive Player of the Week. So that take care of that recap. We're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk playoffs. Then we're gonna get into our next game this Sunday out in LA. We'll be back. The Playmakers Bar is proudly sponsored by Fanatics. Fanatics, the number one shop where sports fans across the world love to get their sports gear and fandom on. A wide selection of gears from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, the NCAA, and of course, the WWE. Whether it is football, basketball, baseball, hockey, even soccer, golf, no matter what sport it is, there's sports appeal for every fan of every sport. Fanatics, where sports fans shop and officially license everything. The Playmakers blog is sponsored by Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus, mountains of entertainment. So much to stream. From shows and movies you can only catch here on Paramount Plus, whether it be from CBS, BET, Comedy Central, Nickelodeon, and so much more. The new home of Showtime. Watch Showtime original series, movies, and sports when you sign up for Paramount Plus with Showtime. Catch exclusive originals from Paramount Plus such as Star Trek, Strange Wars, The Family Stallones, Halo, and so much more. You also can stream live sports like NFL on CBS, the UEFA Champions League, the Masters, and the SEC on CBS. Paramount Plus, you can stream up to 3 devices when you create an account. So Paramount Plus plan starts at $5.99. If you hit that link below, you can get a free trial. Paramount Plus, mountains of entertainment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ramily Talk. Shout out to my good buddy Paul is in the building. What's going on, Paul? See you looking live at us on Facebook. If you're watching us on Facebook, go ahead and hit that like, share it out to all your friends. You're watching us on YouTube, go ahead, jump in the chat, let me know how you're doing, what's going on. Look, all right, so we got the win. Okay, we beat the Arizona Cardinals. We are 5-6. We still are in contention for playoff spots. Okay, matter of fact, the division is not even officially done yet. Okay, but with the way the San Francisco 49ers are playing right now, it could be a done deal eventually. All right. But it's a big week for the 49ers. It's also a big week for the Seattle Seahawks, and it's also a big week for us. Okay. As I sit here and get ready to do this. So before I dive into the Browns matchup, we got to go here. This is the current playoff chances as of right now. So as of right now, how the NFL sees it, and this is by Sportsline Simulator. Eagles, Niners, Cowboys, and Detroit are locks, pretty much. They're the only ones that's in the 90%. You don't get to another team until you get to the New Orleans Saints, who is under 60%. Okay. You see us, we are at 30.9% chance of making the playoffs at this moment in time. Now we can write off some wins, get some things going on. Things can change. But for right now, we still have a shot. What they saying here is the Chicago Bears, the New York Giants, Washington Commanders, Arizona Cardinals, and Carolina Panthers, they have no chance at winning. They are 1% and low. Okay. So if you're from New Orleans, are they up to Tampa? There's still a chance. There's still a chance. With us being at 30.9%, because we do have a hard schedule. Cleveland this week. We got Baltimore next week. We got a date with the Saints. We have a date with the Giants, the Commanders, and another date with the 49ers. Okay. So it's not a foregone conclusion that we can sneak in. Okay, we have to do some things and hope for some things to happen. All right. So that's that. I did say it's a big weekend, right? Big weekend starting tonight. To see how the Seahawks are in Arlington to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Seattle needs to win because if they keep losing, they're gonna find themselves out of the playoff spot. Okay, Seattle needs to keep on winning, so they need to go with the Jerry's word and win that game. Of course, I'm gonna get to us playing the Browns in a minute. The game of the week is in Philadelphia. NFC Championship rematch between the 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles. That's gonna be a good game to watch. The San Francisco 49ers are Rose favorites. The 10-1 team is the underdogs. Very interesting from Vegas to how they did that, with the 10-1 team being underdogs. So 49ers are favorite to beat the Eagles. Okay. And then Sunday night football, Kansas City Chiefs are going to the frozen tundras of Lambeau Field to take on the Green Bay Packers, who are coming off of one of an impressive win against the Detroit Lions in Detroit on Thanksgiving Day. They got Sunday night football, and they hosting Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay. Now, now that I get those out of the way, right now, Green Bay has a tiebreaker over because obviously they beat us before we went on our bye. We went in a very despicable game for us, getting beat 20-3, and couldn't do nothing with the football on offense. Nevertheless, still we got some though. But I'm gonna dive more into the seedings and whatnot. But now let's go ahead. Let's get into this game. The Cleveland Browns traveling to sunny Los Angeles to take on the Los Angeles Rams at 4:25 Eastern Standard Time on Fox. It's gonna be a game here. Uh, uh, as of right now, Darian Thompson Robinson is still in concussion protocol. It's looking like Joe Flacco might be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns coming Sunday. Joe Flacco, yes, I said Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco is back in the NFL. You heard me correctly. Joe Flacco, the Super Bowl champion for the Baltimore Ravens, the guy who's been a journeyman just like Ryan Fitzpatrick. Yeah, that guy. He's the number two. We don't know what's going on with PJ Walker because he didn't look good coming in for DTR in the last game. Okay. So that's what we got going on. Here's the interesting thing. Okay, so we know the Browns offense ain't what it used to be, but they still up and run again with Jerome Ford and Kareem Hunt. Our offense is not that impressive as well. But it was impressive last weekend, but it was against the Cardinals, so let's put context with it. Defense, we are facing the number one defense in the National Football League. I want y'all to hear me again, Rams Nation. Hear me word, Ramily. We are facing the number one defense in the National Football League. Now, before y'all ask questions, I was looking up Miles Garrett, and it's saying here that he might have some structural damage in his left shoulder. They don't know if he's still going to play or not because he's still pushing to play despite being injured. Because this is a big game. This is a very big game here. So most likely we might have to see probably Friday, maybe the weekend to see if Miles Garrett's going to play or not. But still, we playing against the number one defense in the National Football League. Okay, don't take that lightly. Just because they don't have Deshaun Watson and they could be out Miles Garrett. Don't take Sean McVay. You better do your game plan. You better work it. Okay, they're the number one defense. We're the 15 ranked defense. Okay, we in the middle part of the league. Okay. We should do something good on defense because we don't know what quarterback's going to be there. We don't know how Joe Flacco's going to look if he does start, and we don't know how DTR is going to look coming out of concussion protocol. So it's interesting to see what they're going to do at running. Got to stop the running game. Okay, you see, they Cleveland Browns are 20th in passing. They in the bottom quarter of the league. Okay, there's only 4 teams that's worse than them in passing. Uh, but they're third in rushing. Jerome Ford, do not get it twisted. Jerome Ford is a beast out here. Okay, we thought they were done because they lost Nick Chubb, But Jerome Ford has come in and filled that role in very, very well. Okay. I'm gonna give you his numbers. That's to prove to you. And they do have Kareem Hunt as well, who's back with the Cleveland Browns. All right. Jerome Ford has ran for 628 yards and 3 touchdowns. All right. On 145 carries. He's averaging over 4 yards a carry. All right. Do not sleep on this man. Okay. Don't sleep on this man. And they got Kareem Hunt, as I said earlier. Okay. One receiver we have to really worry about is Amari Cooper. And I'll throw David Njoku in there because when he does have to catch the ball, he becomes dangerous. Okay. Do not sleep on Amari. Do not, please do not let Amari Cooper wreck this game. I don't care who's at quarterback. It can be DTR or it can be Joe Flacco. Make sure you cover number 2 and White, okay? Make sure that number 2 that has a last name of Cooper is covered. I don't care. That's the only weapon. Yeah, they got Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore can do some things. He's a speedster. But you make sure because they gonna run the ball and then when they pass, they looking for number 2. They looking for Amari Cooper. So you make sure you guard Amari Cooper. Now on the flip side, that defense, like I said, they're the number 1 defense in the National Football League. So Sean McVay, you might have to force yourself to call running plays that's to soften that defense up. And then have Matthew Stafford throw the ball to, Cooper Cup, Puka Nakua, Tutu Atwell, Tyler Higby, Kyren Williams out the backfield. Do not abandon the running game, Sean McVay. You have to run the ball. Okay? If you're one dimensional against this defense, we're gonna have a long day watching this game. We cannot be pass happy against the Cleveland Browns. We have to have balance. Now, if you want to pass a little bit more, I don't care. But I'll say this. If we're going to pass the ball, there should be less than 10 more passes than running, okay? If we get to 9, I'm cool with that. If it's something like 39 passes to 30 runs, I'm good with that. Do not abandon the run against this Cleveland Brown defense. You have to run on this defense to soften up that front 7. They have a hellacious defense, okay? Miles Garrett, no Miles Garrett. You do not want that D line teeing off on our offensive line. Run the ball. We got Kyren Williams back. We got Royce Freeman as the backup. Use them too, like you did. Run the ball, handle business, do what you need to do, okay? That's what we got to do. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We have to do it. Now, with that being said, this is a big game for Cleveland as well. Here's where the divisions are. For the Cleveland Browns, they are sitting third at 7-4. Okay. Because Pittsburgh holds the tiebreaker right now. And Baltimore Ravens leads the AFC North at 9-3. We'll be seeing them next weekend at Baltimore, by the way. So that's another game. So we have to win this one. We got the last two. We are 0-2 against the AFC North right now. Cincinnati beat us in week 3 on Monday night. And then week 7, we let Pittsburgh get away in LA. We let Pittsburgh get away. We shouldn't have let Pittsburgh get away with that. That's one of the reasons why we are in the position that we're in right now, because we let Pittsburgh get away in LA. Which never should have happened. No way Pittsburgh should be 7-4 in the season. They should have another loss on that, and it should have came to us. All right. With us, we are 5-6. All right. Of course, we are 4-1 in the division. We swept the Seattle Seahawks. We swept the Arizona Cardinals. Our only division loss came to the San Francisco 49ers. Okay. So if anything, Dallas beats Seattle, we beat Cleveland, we jump ahead of Seattle, we go into second place. We still got things to do to get to the playoffs because there's other teams ahead of us, stuff like that. All right. I'll get to that in a minute. We have another date with the San Francisco 49ers. That's at the end of the season. That's week 18. That's in Santa Clara. Okay? They have a big game. They're at Philly this weekend. So let's just say if Seattle loses tonight against the Cowboys, we do what we need to do against Cleveland because we both play at the same time. The San Francisco Eagles game and the Cleveland Browns and Rams game both at 4:25. We handle business against Cleveland, and Philly beats San Francisco. That it's them closer down to us, and we get inch closer up to them. Because we be 6-6, and the 49ers will drop to 8-4. The division is not over yet, and we still have another matchup with them in Santa Clara. Now let's look at the bigger picture of the playoffs. As of right now, Cleveland is in the sixth spot at 74, with Pittsburgh at 74 sitting at 5. Your division leaders in the ALC are the Baltimore Ravens, Kansas City Chiefs, Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Miami Dolphins. Cleveland needs a win to keep pace because they do not want to lose and have the Colts, the Texans, the Broncos, the Bills all catch up to them. They don't want that. That's a big drop. They can easily drop from 6 to 10 just by losing to us. Easily. For us, on the other hand, we are sitting ninth right now, okay? With us sitting ninth, of course, Philly's number one, San Francisco sitting at the second spot, Detroit 3, and unfortunately, the Atlanta Falcons sitting at 4 because they lead the NFC South, which is terrible. With the same record that we have. Go figure. Dallas is at 8-3. We're not going to catch. We might not be. We might catch Dallas because they got Seattle tonight. They have another date with the Eagles. They have a date with the Bills. A date with the Detroit Lions before they finish their season off with the Commanders. So they have a tough slate coming up for the Cowboys as well. So we'll see how that goes. Seattle, they already on their tough slate. They lost to us twice. San Fran beat them up in Thanksgiving in Seattle. They at the Cowboys this week. They got to go back. They got to go see the San Francisco 49ers next week. So their schedule is not looking all that promising as well. Okay. Minnesota, they're on a bye week. They need it after what happened to them on Monday Night Football, losing to the Chicago Bears, by the way. The Chicago Bears beat you. And Josh Dobbs threw 4 interceptions. 4 interceptions. And then Green Bay, obviously, they are hosting Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday Night Football at Lambeau Field. Okay. So we have to handle business, LA Rams. You handle business with Cleveland and let the chips fall where they may. But as long as you handle the business part first, let the chips fall where they may. We'll see where we at next week when we go to Baltimore. And with that being said, give me us to get by the dog pound and the Cleveland Browns, getting us to 500 at 6-6 on Sunday. And then we'll see what happens from there, okay? So that's all I got, Ram Nation. It's been a good week. Let's hope for another good week next week as we take care of business against the Cleveland Browns, get to 6-6, and let's see where we're at going forward when we go to Baltimore to face off with Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Until then, enjoy your weekend.
Thank you for tuning in to Ramily Talk. Ramily Talk is sponsored by Fanatics, Lids, and Paramount Plus. Get your favorite sports appeal with Fanatics or Lids, and get great streaming service with Paramount Plus. If you want to donate to the program, you can donate to us via Cash App, $D Playmakers. That is again, $D Playmakers. And remember, you can follow and subscribe to Ramily Talk on all podcast directories, including Apple, Google, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. And those of you who are on Apple, leave us a great review, leave comments on how you feel about Ramily Talk and the episode that you listen to. Tune in again next time for more Ramily Talk, hosted by the Playmaker.